Hey people, I found this cool map on davidrumsey.com. I'll leave the link below. And it's like that one on Google Sky, except it doesn't disappear when you zoom all the way in. So this is the track of the sun here throughout the year. And right now the sun's sitting down here in the winter. And so the stars we're seeing at night are over here. And right now Gemini is sitting up over our head. And the easiest way to find it is in Orion, to find this Jacob staff. These three stars is lined up, and you see the two bright ones, the red star and the blue star. And if you're here in America, you look south a little bit, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, and you'll see this. And line these stars up. And then if you look just about straight above overhead, here we're at 10, 20, 30. So if you're sitting down here around the Gulf Coast, it'd be just about straight above head. And so the farther up north you go, if you're sitting at a 40 degree, then you'll look down a little bit, about 10 degrees, to see where Gemini is at. But this gives a good idea of how the writings in the Bible work. This is Pisces. We're in the age of Pisces, moving into Aquarius now. And so this crossing here, this was the age of Pisces. And this crossing is moving. It's moving in this direction. It's moving here into the age of Aquarius. We're somewhere around here now. And you're looking at you're just looking at 7,000 years about between these quarters. These are quarters here. And it takes about 28,000 years to go all the way around. So you're looking at about 7,000 years in each one here, 4 quarters. And so about 7,000 years ago, this crossing was going on over here in Orion, over here by the Jacob staff in Gemini, around the time of Adam. And then it came to the time of the bull. You figure about 700 years or so in between each link. There's 9 links here in the quarter. And so this crossing is what they're watching, and it's moving with the perception of the equinox as our north pole is going around. It's tilting. The tilt is going around. So these constellations are actually moving up and down in our perspective. But they're about just about like this. This map's pretty old. I think about 400 years, 300 years or so. So this crossing's moved over here some now. So when you're reading the Old Testament, you have to kind of picture this crossing was here. And all these stars were adjusted a little bit, but this is why it's talking. This was the star of Israel, the star of Jacob here, and Esau the red. You can see how it marks the foot, and it's the foot of the Jacob staff. The foot, the end that goes down, the end that you're looking through. So that's where I finished up that movie yesterday. This last line was who have its check to use as to give Dixie through in the pie, in the circle to wherein feet, the Veda, Infomakian, and that's the Veda star that was down at the foot. And so I'm not alone in this. There's at least 1 billion people who think that the sons of Isaac were stars, and it says it here in the next chapter. It talks about there was a famine in the land that occurred, and went Isaac to Abimelech king, blah blah blah, and appeared to him Yahweh and said, not go down to Egypt, blah blah blah. Stay where I tell you, dwell in this land and bless you, for you and your descendants I give all the lands. These confirm the oath that I swore to Abraham your father, and I will multiply your descendants as the stars in the sky. Blam, the kookabees, the same is. The kookabee, the same is. They're the same as the stars. So this Esau sells his birthright. That's wrong. That comes from the Greek story. But in the Hebrew here, it should be called the chase. OIP, the chase of the virgin. Over here in the Latin, they thought sex with a woman was disgusting. But yeah, and Esau said to Jacob, let me taste from the stew. And it's to the jack of juice on me. And you don't even want to read this Greek. They're just freaks over there. And it had to be rewritten because, like I say, the times changed. The crossing had changed, and the book wasn't useful to them without doing a lot of extra math. And so they had rewrote the book into their queer ways. But that's not how the Hebrew book reads. This is the chase of the virgin. But in this Hebrew, all these words, they have different spellings and they have different meanings. But this is the wizard. The wizard make of in his hand. The wife, Ashu, the stars. Monads, the side. To who, CIP. To O, to I, and to CIP. 1080. So the wizard is a wizard. He's the cook. The smart one, he's a whiz. The wizard, to make of in Niz hand, the NZ hand, it would have just been ISID, his hand. But Niz hand is letting you know it's the cycle of 7 hands. And so a hand is 15 degrees, and the cycle of 7 hands is 105 degrees. The info to make in the cycle of 7 hands, the wife, the stars, monads. Monads is where your word menage a trois come from. Menage a trois is a household of 3. And so it means the monads to make the household of all the stars. It became to mean the followers of Dionysius, because they were the monads. They were all the women getting drunk and having sex at night with Dionysius, the monads. But it actually means a collection, your household, everything that's in the house, all the stars that belong to that household. To make in the knowledge the stars, monads, the side to who, OIP, to CIP. IP is 1080. But in the Unicode, 1080 is a chase. But it has a spiritual meaning. And it goes back to the Buddha. It was the number of beads on a Buddha's rosary. It was the number of half of an era of 2160 years. So this goes through one sign, 2160 years. And that's 30 degrees times 72 years. 1 degree for 72 years. So 32 times 70, or 30 times 72 will be 2160. And And multiply that times 12 and it'll give you a complete cycle of the precession. So if you don't understand how this would have anything to do with police codes, just remember this comes out of a book called The Torah, and it's defined as the law in here. But I'm pretty sure it means the chase here. And I get that from here. See, back in the time this was written, wherever this crossing at, this is the 0. So 7,000 years ago when this was writing, the 0 was over here. And so where this is 70, 80, and then 90 degrees, it's a quarter away around the world. This was the 0. And so if we go up to 10, over here where the 80 would have been is the head of Virgo. The chase of the Virgo is what this is talking about. The wife Ashu nods the side to who see 1080. Then who homer, to yammer, who command as will info make of in. The lay thine no man made had from. The virgin, the lay thine no man backwards and forwards, MDA, made, HAD, had, and M means from. No man made had from. And then it just reads straight through here. The ads, the ADS, the ads. The ads are all the pictures in the sky, the ads. First one I wrote it was Adam. The ads these give to see the 1080 icon all knocking, fit in for 'em same to Mudda, M-U-D-A. And so Adam, A-D-U-M, isn't red. M-U-D is red. Red mud, madder root is the red dye. And this reads backwards because it starts with an A, and it's the Mudda. For 'em same, backwards and forwards, for U-M-S-M. For 'em same to Mudda. And so this word, Jacob, when it's read backwards here, and command, who command as will info make of in. B is in, and F-O. Foe is also an ancient English word. It not only meant enemy, but it meant under. And in under make of in, the lay thine no man made had from. And so info, you have a column of headings and the information is under. And so everything blends together like that. In under make of in the under make of in, info make of in. So underneath it's giving you the secrets of the astrology, but on top, it's a poem, and he's trying to talk the virgin out of her drawers, and she's telling him every reason why not. In under make of in, the lay thine no man made had from. The odds these give to see chase I can all knocking for 'em same to mud. And yammer joke in from Cree, give us to cut rock in court clee. So Cree means a temporary immunity from the rules of the game. Oh, baby, but please, let me just this one time, I promise. So from Cree means to break the rules. And said, joking, from Cree, from break the rule, give us to cut rock in court clee. K-L-I is to the climb, as in climate. The higher you go, the higher the climate, or to hill, to climb is to KL is to give of work, to Kli. To give of connection is the clue, as in inclusion. And to KLE is to attach to Gi, to Kli. Who command as when I ken the walk of moot, will me easily in Cree, and change the rules of the game. And she said, as when I can the walk of death, will me easily and change the rules. Yeah, you can get it when I die. And then who command make of in this vowelly. Vowel is a swear, to give your wedding vowels. Voely, vowelly. And so vowel is an ancient word that meant, a spoken word. And like I tell you, these ancient writings, they weren't spoken, they were just signs that had meanings. And the spoken word is this, when it was written, where you could read it into a spoken language that people understand. They think they can understand, but you still have to look at the signs and see the meaning underneath. Vowel come from the Latin word vocalis, meaning vocal, a spoken word. And who to yammer, who command to make of in this vowelly, swear the oath. And said, joking this vowelly, give us who shovel to, who from cart to, what rock in cart to. From cart to, what rock, backwards and forward, what rock in cart to. Usually when this comes up double like that, they say it very, the lie of in. And so that's where your word like Magna Carta. Carta comes from the word meaning the map. Who from the cartu, who map what rock in cartu, in your cartouche, lie of in, on your gravestone. Who from mapping your gravestone with a shovel to, who from cartu to map what rock in cartu, the rock and carve your name on in your cartouche, to lie of in your grave. Who often not in lose to less, when his hand adds is. And now he's sticking up his fingers while he's counting off the 5 things. Who a call, who shit, who fuss, who lack, who vises what to the rock be bigger. So this knocked in, they give it gave, and it comes from the knocked in, and it's just to give the angles. This is why they say it means give. Knocked in gives the angles. 10 gives the angles. And if you click on it, you'll see that there's about 200 words, and it's anything with a T in it. Batet, batatum, batatiteca, batiti, batitau, but most of them have the TN in them. The 10, I10, the I10. And it's a huge amount of words here. It looks like about 200. And yeah, the biggest majority of them, they just have the TN in them, and they give them all the meaning give. And like all the other words, there's probably several more list of words that they give the meaning give. Betet shall give, doeth, making, gives, in titty, but titty, lay, make. and tick 2 he gives. And then to lose to less. This isn't, the only time this is bred is when there's a tack over here and it's backwards and forwards. And then it's MHL, the meal has HS, the meal has. But without it, it's less. It's the bind to divide from, LHM, bind, divide from. You divide from it, you got less than you had before. And then when his hand adds is, and he's counting off the 5 things with a finger each. And so, who a call that isn't necessarily eat, but who collect. When you're a cull, you're culling out. You're just picking up certain ones. And then who shit. The S here is pronounced SH. You can see here via shit. And so, yeah, who eats, who shit. And who fuss, who lack. They give this a rose here because usually a F-U-M-E, is to fume, is to arose. And so when it doesn't have anything after, it's a final M, and it turns into an S, so it's going to fuss. And then will give. They went on his way, but this means will give. It means to back up. You're having a war and they're overtaking you, and if you give, if you step back, will give is when you step back and let somebody by. If an officer on the boat's walking down a hallway, you will give. You give the right of way. If you're looking at the port light on a ship, you give the right of way. He's got the right. And then who vies, VZ. Who vies as what to? Who advisors? Who vies as what to the rock be bicker? Bicker is an argument about nothing. The rock be bicker. You're arguing with a rock. It's not listening. And so these are all codes here. These are all number codes and it's talking about the stars in Virgo here. I ain't figured out exactly which one's which yet. And I'm not even going to try. I'm going to wait till I run into these again, and so I'll have some more information instead of spending a lot of time racking my brains doing all the numbers. I'll wait till I run into it again. I'm going to go on to read where I was before, where Jacob was getting his name changed to Israel, and I think I'll collect some information up in there. So I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.